Hello, Steve White, Steve RC9. Well, Barbie's sort of finishing up her run. She's gotten to 633 million domestically, 800 million and 900,000 internationally, which is 101 billion 434 million. So I was hoping for 1.5 billion. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get to 1,450,000,000. But basically, once they announced the digital release, it was kind of over for Barbie. I mean, they announced it and they shifted it like a week, like that made a difference. But once it's available digitally, it just changes the attitude, and it's just not seen as theatrical anymore. So people just, it doesn't. I reckon had they pushed the digital release back a month, they would have got a couple more solid weeks, and they would have been a lot closer to the 500 million, 1.5 million. And also, they didn't even wait to get into IMAX theatres before they did the digital release. Those were right next to each other. So that would have helped that as well, because it still would have been doing better in the cinema. I think it would have transitioned into sort of upgrading to IMAX for a few people, which it didn't really do. And it's making under $1 million a day now, and it had been doing that on a lot of days, but it always had a few days a week where it did make over $1 million, but the last week it hasn't made over $1 million. So I'm not sure how many theatres it's down to, and I can't see because my computer's not going to work with me. Okay, here we go. It's down to 1,000 theatres. It's still in. Yeah, wow! It dropped from 2,000. It's dropped 50% of its theatres in the last week. So that would explain why this last week it hasn't made, it's only made 300, 600, 400, 100,000 a day, because they've actually cut the cinemas in half. So they went from 4 to 3 to 2 last week, and now they're down to 1. So yeah, it is winding down its run. I think it could have done better, like I said, if they hadn't have gone straight to digital, if they put that off a bit. Because that was obvious right away, and they moved it a week, like that made any difference. And they didn't even move it far enough to give the IMAX release a chance. So I don't know what they were thinking there. But yeah, I think they could have helped her along the line, given her that extra bump, and got her closer to 1.5 billion. But she's not going to get there. If we're lucky, she'll get to 4.5 or whatever, 450,000 million. A lot of numbers, but yeah. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I just sort of wanted to comment on the sort of last sort of days of the run. It's like I just really was saying from the beginning that they needed to hold off on the digital release. And then when I heard they were doing the IMAX, I thought this would give it a bump. But then that was competing with digital, and I'm like, you can't be trying to push it into digital and push it into IMAX. IMAX is an upgrade. So you got to keep it active in the theaters to people to still feel like they have to upgrade to IMAX, and they did drop the ball on both, I think, and it's such a pity, because they could have got that. Okay, it's nearly done 1.5 billion. It's done amazingly well. It's the biggest film of the year, the biggest film for Warner Brothers, but it could have been just that little bit bigger had they had some faith in it, or had they adapted when they actually saw it was actually doing really well. So yeah, I just want to comment on that. And I guess, it's the end of Barbie's run. I still haven't watched it. I nearly bought it, but I have to sort out some stuff with my iTunes and that, and then I'm probably going to buy it and watch it. I was nearly going to do it like right on the first day of release, but I had to put it off. But I'm going to watch it soon, and I'll do a review, I guess, after everyone else. But I'm going to go. Bye.